Hi everybody, this video is on the full moon in Gemini, which happens on the 3rd of December, and that's at 46 minutes past 3 in the afternoon, and that's based on UK time. Okay, so this is the Christmas full moon. It's at 11 degrees in Gemini, and the full moon is when the moon gets to party, basically. It's been building its way up to being in this position all month, and now let's to kind of just say, oh, look at me, I'm so wonderful, the sun is shining on me, I'm fully illuminated, and it shares its energy with us. And full moon nights are usually filled with more energy. First of all, there's more light, so we feel more energized on a very practical level, but also because we're receiving this extra energy, we feel like there's more going on. And with the extra energy being 11-degree Gemini energy, it's all about 11-11, which is interesting, because if you look at the glyph of Gemini, it's a Roman numeral 2. So we've got 11 degrees and then a moon in Gemini, which is 11-11. And 11-11 is about new doorways opening. It's like a new chapter in life. It's really a significant number. It's about making decisions that could change your life forever. It's marriages, it's doorways are opening in terms of a whole new career, a whole new life. It's huge. So this full moon has a lot of meaning, not just in terms of that it's a full moon in Gemini, which is fun, which is communicative, which often offers a lot of inspiration and energy and insight, but this one in particular is about really having the power to change your life and transform it and to walk through a different kind of Narnia-like magical doorway into a whole new future. Wow. Okay, so really, really impressive full moon where the muses, the angels, your ancestors, everyone is going to be working with you to get you to have this moment of awakening, this revelation of insight that's going to take you to this new kind of doorway. The sun is at 11 degrees in Sagittarius, obviously 180 degrees away from the moon, illuminating it. And the sun in Sagittarius in itself is concerned with higher realms of knowledge. It's adventuring, it's learning, it's trying to connect with higher beings to make sense of everything. So that energy in itself hitting this full moon really opens up this doorway with knowledge and answers and insight. Everything that comes through on an abstract level. So if you're an abstract thinker, if you think about what's it all mean, what's it all about, you're really going to make a lot of progress here during this full moon. So meditation, anything that deliberately connects you with these higher realms, where you can make yourself like a sponge for this information to be absorbed and come through, you're really going to benefit from this. Now the moon itself forms loads of relationships as well. It has a semi-square, which means it's 45 degrees away from Uranus and Aries. So the moon in Gemini is about discovering new things and walking through new doorways, especially with this number. But Aries, Uranus at 24 degrees is about finding opportunities within those doorways. So you're really going to have the energy to discover as much as you can, to get it for yourself, so that you enrich yourself. And the thinking is, the more I know, the more I discover, the more effort I put into this, the more I'm going to get out of it. So you're fully on board here on this day. You're switched on. You're like, okay, I realize there are opportunities all about me, all over my life. If I suss things out, if I'm smart here right now and grab things for myself, I'm going to be enriched. There's a square, which means that the moon is 90 degrees away from Neptune in Pisces, and that's at 11 degrees. Neptune in Pisces is really happy. The water dream planet rules Pisces, so it couldn't be any more comfortable and at ease than where it is. It's at 11 degrees as well, which is the master number of service. So this super intuitive moon is supporting you in terms of what you're doing and these new doorways that are going to open. I mean, I'm talking about things which I don't really talk about. I don't talk about ascension very much, and raising your vibration and going into the 5th and the 8th dimensions. I don't talk a lot about this, but this full moon has a lot of those qualities, because this Neptune in Pisces at 11 degrees, it really connects you with your higher self. And your higher self wants you to do something which is of service, and which that service doorway opens up for you if you listen to your guidance, if you listen to your intuition, and you can put yourself in a position where you really end up doing something that's magical and selfless and super, super transformative in the life of another person. So by advancing and progressing and becoming better yourself, you're helping other people and those around you. The moon also forms a relationship, a trine, which means it is 120 degrees away from the south node in Aquarius at 18 degrees. South node in Aquarius is that there's a sense of responsibility, there's a sense of humanitarianism involved here. What is it that I'm doing and how does that have an effect on other people? What can I teach other people through my behavior? It's very kind of, very high up there in terms of thinking about people in the best possible light that you can. At 18 degrees, 18 becomes 9, that's about spirituality and completion. So you're really thinking about progressing for yourself, but also progression of the human race and how the experiences you have can be used and conserved to educate and inform and make other people better. I mean, that's what I found really interesting about the Course in Miracles, because they always said that, you know, for each person who wakes up, who raises their vibration, who ascends, who becomes enlightened, makes it that much easier for other people to do the same, because you're breaking through a barrier. You know, once a record's been set, then everyone else can suddenly do it. It's one of those things. It makes it, if there's one breakthrough, then other breakthroughs kind of follow. So your very kind of ethereal outlook today, which is very much about the advancement of all of us, is really great. So someone should organize like a meditation, like a group meditation on this day to raise the consciousness and the vibration of humanity, because the more people who are focused on the same outcome and are doing it, the better. There's another trine between the moon and the midheaven in Aquarius as well. And the midheaven in Aquarius is about using your ability in a sense that how can I be of service, but how can I work at something? So you're working with the info that you've got. You've probably surrounded yourself with other people, and you're communicating to higher beings or the people who you work with in a spiritual sense. And if you do that, the opportunity for this amazing, rare, unusual doorway then appears. And this doorway will appear if you connect with these higher forces, and then you can go through it into an amazing new chapter of your life. I mean, that sounds really big, but it's almost like a rebirth here energetically. If you think about things and if you listen to your guidance, you can go into a totally different direction in your life, which is going to feel totally differently and uses your actual talent. So if you ever, you know, if you're someone like, is like, nothing ever happens to me, nothing ever changes, you know, my consciousness is always at the same level, I try and progress, but nothing really ever changes. This is really, there's potential for genuine change and a genuine breakthrough here. So we've got this in Gemini as well, so there's change for genuine breakthrough in terms of the real world, in terms of technology, or masterpieces being created, or plays being written and performed, new medical information, new medical breakthroughs to appear. Yeah, like really transformation in terms of what we know as a species. And, you know, for each person who's going through this new doorway, because they've had this amazing discovery, we're obviously, the rest of us are then going to benefit from that. So I think this full moon on the 3rd of December, we're going to be given some sort of gift here in terms of information, how we understand the world, how we can use technology to affect the world, change the world, make our lives more convenient. All of that stuff is there. The moon forms a sesqui square, so it's 135 degrees away from the moon in Libra. The moon is at 26 degrees, not the moon, Mars in Libra at 26 degrees. Mars is the male principle of drive and desire, and God, what am I saying now? In Libra, it's forced to compromise. At 26 degrees, it's very, very powerful. So it's forced to compromise and use its brain, so to speak, or use its motivational energy to either work with other people or to look at information. So even Mars is kind of helping you with the research here. The lucky planet Jupiter is also involved. That's at 11 degrees in Scorpio, and that forms a quincunx 150 degrees away from the moon. So good luck via other people, information through memories of other people, your own memories, past life memories possibly, but it's much more about other people being involved, helping you gather your ideas, and everything kind of clicks into place, you know, like you're working with spirituality, you're gaining answers there. You're motivated by Uranus, helping you take action. That action then in turn leads to you meeting other people and overhearing things and getting messages via other people, which then combines to help you put all of that into practice and to walk through that doorway and to be of service. So good luck is on your side, especially via people communicating with you or having communicated with you in the past and you remembering it via your feelings. The moon obviously opposes the sun. What else have we got going on in the rest of the chart? So that's everything that the moon kind of touches. But then the other planets are also kind of... We've got the North Node in Leo at 18 degrees. So there's going to be a sense that I want to make other people proud of me as well. So it's not just about, oh, look, there's the divine, wonderful thing. There's also this personal sense of, I want to make something of my life. And that's a hugely motivating factor in the sense of, I want other people to approve of me and to be proud of me because I've done so well. Venus is in Sag at 2 degrees. So again, the desire to move forward for the love of it, but also because you want to form new relationships, either with knowledge that's more helpful or with people who are also more enlightened. There's a sense of, I need to progress in my life. Saturn and Mercury are conjunct. So Mercury is a communication planet. Saturn is about structure and stability and security. It's at 28 degrees, which becomes 1. So Saturn is urging you to make a leap in terms of your learning ability. Mercury in Sagittarius really wants you to learn as well. It's fired up about learning. And 29 degrees, it's heightened, becomes even more. It's like Mercury squared. So your antennas and your intellect is really, really working. And you're really connected to the higher realms. But 29 also becomes 11, which is, again, the master number of service. So all of the information and the communication that is done on this day is really designed for the greater good. So I really think some sort of technological breakthrough here is coming. Black Moon Lilith is in the 8th. So if there is some sort of major breakthrough, there may even be a conspiracy or like a cover-up because it is such great news and they want to keep that knowledge for themselves because it can potentially be major transformative. So for instance, like let's say, you know, you've got Duracell batteries. If someone discovered a way to make a battery that would last forever and Duracell found out about it, they would try and keep that down because that would ruin their whole business model. Because then you could buy one battery for your whole life and you wouldn't need them anymore. So there is this huge ability to transform, but then the dark forces, so to speak, people have their own personal interest in this kind of stuff, may then be triggered to say, well, no, let's actually keep that quiet. And for instance, we've figured out the perfect robot that can do everything what's a kind of job that needs people? Like the drones, for instance, we've designed a drone that can deliver mail to everyone's house, so we don't need any more delivery people. That would then have a huge effect on people making vans and people who work in transport and stuff. So if they got wind of that, they may want to kind of keep that quiet so that it wouldn't affect their industry. So something major is happening here in terms of the energy. Everyone's going to have a personal kind of part to play in this, but there are certain people obviously who are really going to stand out, and there will be major advancements happening, and we'll hear in the news about new beginnings and different ways of approaching things, moving into the near future or early 2018. What would really be interesting if this full moon happened on an eclipse, because if it happens on an eclipse, the effects of it last 6 months. And that would be very, very interesting, because if this were an eclipse, then we'd really have 6 months of major, major technological and personal advancement for people. That would be interesting. Okay, so finally we've got Chiron and Neptune sitting together in Pisces. I've spoken about Neptune, but Chiron is in Pisces also. Opportunities are going to come via spirituality. So listening to your feelings, listening to your insight, listening to your intuition, very, very important to find that gate and to see where to progress and move through. And that's it. The strongest elements on this day are air and fire. So it's about major, major inspiration and real life purpose kind of info, life-changing information that can really lead you to this burning gate, this burning bush of do this, and then you find your path and you move forward and you do it. It's really an exceptional day. Wow. So a really good full moon. Make sure, on Facebook I sometimes see these things, people who start these meditation events. This would be, if you're someone who's interested in ascension and stuff like that, and everyone's vibration being raised together, really start one of those circles to meditate on that, because it can really have a huge impact. So that's what I get. If you would like a private reading, then please get in touch with me via my website. I draw up a chart similar to the one you're seeing, and I draw up your birth chart. So I use your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. That gives me the wheel of your chart, and I can then analyze that. That gives me the ability to see why you've come back this lifetime, what your vocational aptitudes are, what's coming up for you in your love life, in terms of your career, your family life, spiritual progress, health. If you're going to move house, I can look at the astrocartography to see what parts of the world work best for you. I also use the tarot to look at what's coming up for you in future. So if you're interested in that, please get in touch with me for a private reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you for the daily tarot videos, the weekly horoscopes, these full and new moon videos, and then all the other videos I do, like vlogs and special astrology reports. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.